The Red Bull X Fighters feature the finest of freestyle motocross. The riders hit ramps with their dirt bikes. They jump up to 35 meters in distance and up to 12 meters high. 1 second of zero gravity. Enough time for creative tricks of all kinds. This is freestyle motocross at its best. This is Red Bull X Fighters.
The first round is definitely like a poker game.
You never quite know what to expect. If I play the cards I have right, I can win it.
The first event of the season is always a poker game for the riders. They know their own hands, but have no clue what the others are hiding.
You don't know how good you're gonna be.
You can hold it back so no one can see it.
It'll be interesting to see what the cards will play.
For sure. All in. Ooh. Bueno.
Mexico City. It's nice during the day, but when the sun sets, the whole city comes to life. The Red Bull X Fighters are a fixture on the local event calendar. They started out here at the Bullfighting Arena in 2005. Tens of thousands of fans gather around the arena to get some fresh Mexican food. It's more than just a sports event. It's a happening. The Red Bull X Fighters is the most prestigious event series in freestyle motocross. The World Tour has 5 stops on 4 continents. This is the kickoff event. The 12 best riders in the world battle each other in head-to-head duels. The riders fight for trophies and for precious points for the overall ranking. The rider with the most points becomes the 2014 Red Bull X Fighters World Tour champion. This is Tom Pages. He took last year's title, turning the world of freestyle motocross right side up.
Yeah, we just went out for the presentation, and this is just sold out. It's full of crazy people, and I'm gonna enjoy it so much.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Mexico City, where the best freestyle motocross riders in the world have returned to Plaza de Toros Monumental, Mexico.
Let's jump right into the contest. 4 riders battle in round 1 for the last spot in the quarterfinals. Amongst them, 18-year-old local boy Eric Ruiz.
He's been looking at doing the vault here. Maybe he doesn't care.
Oh, he's going to do it anyway.
Oh!
Oh my goodness! I can't believe it!
He doesn't even care.
He doesn't even care.
Ruiz pulls a vault and lands it. This trick is unique. Only a handful of riders ever jumped it in a competition. Overall, Ruiz wasn't strong enough for this contest, but he created a magic moment for his home crowd. These are the quarterfinals at Red Bull X Fighters in Mexico City. Danny Torres faces Rob Adelberg. Adam Jones challenges the champion Tom Pages. Javier Villegas is up against Josh Sheehan, and Michael Malero versus Levi Sherwood. The first head-to-head duel, the Spanish 2006 champion against the Australian dark horse.
Danny Torres going up against Rob Adelberg. Danny Torres will be the first guy to ride between these two gentlemen in the head-to-head. A little bit of a tough job for him because Rob Adelberg gets to sit there and watch the run of Danny Torres, and Danny also has to be the guy to get these judges in their 5 categories warmed up as well. And he starts off side saddle takeoff out of the Azteca tunnel jump into a
really
big
stretches
flatliner.
out in the flatliner, and let's watch all these little things that we see him do. As he goes into the quarter pipe, hits it, the Yusuf Course judge over there, Drake McElroy,
yeah, he's gonna like that.
really going to be watching for stuff like that. But watch, one-handed takeoff, side saddle takeoffs, no-handed landers.
Executioner flip right there.
He was saying earlier that he was actually quite surprised that he didn't get his last jump counted.
Sideshow over the super kicker. That's a bit of a low-scoring jump for Danny Torres. I'm surprised that he threw that one out.
Yeah, I guess he just feels like he's got to get a right side up one in. And there, like you're saying last night, we struggled to call it this, but the Paris Hilton flip, which is basically his own version of a Shaolin flip, but his feet are up and down instead of spread side to side. And now, we didn't see this last night, a surfer takeoff into a kiss of death.
Well, we'll give him that that little super kicker jump as a throwaway jump this one so far, because he's had some big bangers so far with that surfer.
You know it's going to be something big here. A big, big whip flip for Danny.
Nice.
To finish it off. Red flags are out, checkered flags flying. The relatively low scoring sidewinder that he just threw down there off the super kicker. Here we go, and there's that difference of between the Shaolin flip and the Paris Hilton flip, as he calls it.
I really like that trick, actually, because he really stretches that. And look at this surfer. He stood up tall on that seat at the takeoff.
Rob Adelberg is up next.
We're at around 8,500 feet, which is really high. I just thought I was really out of shape when I was walking up the stairs here, but no, the air is thin, which means it robs these bikes of horsepower. As Adelberg starts off with a really nice cliffhanger backflip, gets great extension, and loops right into the step-down ramp here.
And this is what we were talking about his flow with a beautiful one-hand heart attack. Danny Torres is going to be keeping a close eye. He's looking a little
really
stressed
down there, but he had as good a run as I think he could have had. We couldn't really pick anything out of that. As we see Adelberg, Cordova flip straight at us here up in the booth. He looks solid. He's going quickly, not too fast. And nice, Indian air to heel clicker backflip.
Yeah, a nice combo right there.
And I don't think we saw that out of him last night qualifying either. So knowing he qualified fourth last night and beat Danny Torres, steps it up again. So this is still pretty close.
Cliffhanger, will he go base jumper?
Oh,
no.
Yeah,
he was a little bit too nose heavy on the in run.
You saw that he was going to come up a little bit short, had to go and grab on, and that's unfortunately a big mistake, but then backs it up with a massive kiss of death backflip. Oh, there we go, into a side saddle lander. So just to clarify, when the clock hits 0, the rider must be on his way into the tunnel. Here, we're gonna see it massively stretched out cliffhanger.
The riders are waiting for the judges' call. The judging at Red Bull X Fighters is fairly simple. 5 judges have 5 votes. Whoever wins at least 3 out of these 5 wins the heat. Morgan Carlson judges variety. Drake McElroy looks at the course use. Toby Imler evaluates the execution of tricks. Brody Hendrickson checks the style. Alvaro Dalfara judges the energy. When he pulls the throttle, the score rises. Head judge Jason Moriarty oversees the judging.
Whoever has the most helmets is the winner. So Danny Torres starts off with variety, and it's like you said, you know, variety for Danny Torres was good. Execution helmet will go also to Danny Torres. So far, Torres with the advantage here. He
Adelberg already knows. He's already put on his helmet.
Style,
up slow, but
it's really slow. Only a half-point distinction between those two guys on the style points. So the third helmet goes to Danny Torres, as does the fourth helmet. And then, of course, the energy judge
A clean sweep by Danny Torres.
By Danny Torres.
Danny Torres goes straight to the semi-final. He's one of the favorites for the title here. But what about the others?
It's such a hard thing to pick who are my favorites. I mean, God, how can you not love Thomas Pagès? He's the past champion, he's coming in hot, always, you know, the favorite to watch as far as innovation and variety, and, you know, just such a breath of fresh air for freestyle motocross. And then you have, to call the veteran now, Danny Torres, who comes in with unique stuff every year too. It's just different, you know, like combinations and stuff like that. Levi Sherwood, this is a kid that came in to Mexico City by storm, you know, what was that, 5 or 6 years ago, and now he's kind of a veteran, and he comes in with the big tricks still, bends like a rubber band man, and throws tricks huge.
Tom Pagès is next. He's riding against American Adam Jones. The Cairo 2010 champion challenges the current World Tour champion, Jones versus Pagès. Adam Jones has qualified lower and has to go first.
He's been so smooth lately. I just hope he can stay out of his head when he's riding here. And wow, starts off with the double grab flip right out of the gate. That is a big trick to start with, and that's a confidence boost for him.
Well, that's a trick that won an X Games best trick gold medal in the last few years. And then he goes right into the rigor mortis, which just basically takes the dead body and flips it another 90 degrees straight up in the air. Wait till you see that one in slow motion. It's going to make your shoulders hurt. And this is a tough one. Big extension there on the cliffhanger backflip, and that's another one we can break down in slow-mo, but I love the way Adam is stretching out of the hips. He's not hunched over, and he's really getting everything he can out of that trick.
Calm and smooth, that's the buzzword, the keywords for him, and I think that's the major difference between this year's Adam Jones and Adam Jones of the years past.
Nice, huge turntable, no-hander.
Yeah.
There's nothing holding on to the bike as he does an old-school move that Dave Turner made up way back in the day, but he's not holding on with anything right there. That is just such a gnarly trick. Yeah. And you hear the horn and the buzzer go, but he was already in the tunnel. This is going to count, so what's he going to pull out?
Nice,
lazy boy backflip. Love that. Very, very solid run.
Tom Pagès under pressure. Jones has had a perfect run.
And there you go. My goodness, that is just insanity how stretched he gets. My shoulders are hurting just watching that trick.
That's absolutely incredible.
Tom Pagès is famous for two reasons. First, he doesn't particularly like jumping backflips. And second, he can do almost anything else. He's got 2 or 3 tricks nobody can even try and copy. And he's so charismatic that the crowd goes wild.
Last year with an epic season from Thomas with the things that he was doing. I mean, just amazing. And he starts right away with the special flip, and that means good things for Thomas in this run if he can clean that first trick out of the gate.
Well, special flip right into a no-handed Superman going down the step down. No-handed Superman is, again, a very technical right side up trick because you're letting go of the bike and floating above it, and then you have to get your hand positioning perfect as you come back down. And we're all,
that was supposed to be the Volt right there, and you could see him cross that leg over, but he wasn't feeling it. I think he had a little bit too much amplitude on that jump.
Well, we're going to see Tsunami 540.
Whoa!
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, that's going to cost him big time. That is going to cost him. In fact, I think that will cost him this battle between him and Adam Jones.
He's done. That's it. There's our tour champion is out in the quarterfinal, and he knows it. He's just going to wave to the crowd. He's probably going to give them something to remember him by. No one has enjoyed being on a motorcycle more than Tom Pages.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
you
it
can
shows.
You can see there on the bottom, by the way, that's our Energy Live judging, Alvaro Del Fara, and you can see Pages. You could actually see the score moving as he gets out there and starts to interact with the crowd and puts a pedal down for, you know, his run here. But obviously, Pages is not going to be moving on to the semifinals because of the nature of missing the vault and falling on his Flare Superman. Right here is where he wanted to do the vault, and it just, yeah, unfortunately for him, he wasn't feeling it.
When you mess one trick up, and we've seen this happen to Adam Jones, and it's such a hard thing to get past.
Yeah.
Once you make one mistake, in order to go back and absolutely nail the rest of your run, usually it sticks in your brain and you think, oh man, I shouldn't have done that, instead of moving past it. What these guys are doing is so beyond what's ever been done on a motorcycle before that sometimes it doesn't go perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we can call that cracking under pressure, quite honestly. You know, he did a good job as well as he could do under the circumstances, and you know, it was just one small mistake, and he knew that after that he had to try and step it up in another way, and you know, that sort of bit him a little bit. So there you go, Adam Jones gets 4 out of 5. I don't see the 5th helmet, but yeah, energy is going to go to Jonesy as well. So Adam Jones is moving on to the semi-final.
Tom Pages, the 2013 overall champion, is out of the competition. He thanks the fans, but he's frustrated and angry. Why did he not pull the vault?
No, I think my bike went in the front, and it was not safe to do it. I mean, I would have crashed for sure. Like, it is not what was on the right way to do it. So, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. Mistake.
One of Tom Pages' best buddies is up next. Josh Sheehan from Australia, famous for his double backflips. And this is the matchup. Javier Villegas faces Josh Sheehan.
Let's get it on, Javier Villegas. Let's see what you got this evening. The Neon Warrior.
Well, he just squeaked in last night.
Oh my goodness.
And he's just, as you can tell right there,
time.
he's getting used to this new 450 bike, and that was a handful.
That was a handful.
Of throttle he just grabbed. Massive kiss of death flip, but these 450s are so powerful. As you see him flip over to a side saddle takeoff, really lays out that flatliner, and you see him look back a little bit, gets into a heart attack position, which is getting the feet up elevated above the body. And Javier, I like his line choice right here.
I like his line choice too, but you know, I was just going to mention, he doesn't get flustered very easily in these situations. When he makes a mistake like that first jump, he tends to let it go and just get back on form here.
Well, and we're back to, now he's got the surfer takeoff.
Oh my goodness!
That may have been the biggest kiss of death I've ever seen. This last trick is going to count for Javier.
Let's see what he's got in store for us.
The super kicker. Nice.
Indy flip.
Superman seat grab Indian air on the super kicker. That's such a tiny jump.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be rewarded with a pretty solid score here. Look at this extension. So far past vertical. Drake, the use of course judge, he really has to pay attention to what tricks these guys are doing on what ramps.
Josh Sheehan crashed in Madrid last year, but he's back right on time for the season opener.
So I'm stoked to watch Josh ride. He's really been looking solid. He looked great last year, had a couple injuries. Starts off big with a 360. Supposed to be a heel clicker, kind of horseshoes it out, but hey, if you're doing a 360, can you really pick that much at it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we can. Only because that's our job.
That's what makes it fun.
I don't want Josh mad at me. Have you seen how ripped that guy is?
He's in shape. That's insane.
Coming out of the Azteca tunnel here.
Side saddle lander on that one.
Yeah.
Over that 22-meter jump. That's big.
Judge is looking for that variety, and here we go. 540 out of Sheehan. It's a big one
that's
for
a
him.
good
Nice.
one.
Really smooth,
very
really
good.
nice. I think there's only 3 guys really doing that here. Unless Danny decides to pull it out in the, he told me he's done in the foam pit.
Yeah.
He really, with the injury, didn't get the time he wanted to practice. And here's Sheehan, one-handed takeoff into a saran wrap backflip
Off that
the
small
super
ramp,
kicker.
yeah.
Once again, Drake, the use of course judge, is really gonna like that one. Catnack Indian air out of Josh, 7 seconds left. This one is gonna count. Nice run out of Josh Sheehan.
Yeah, I think that's for me, it's the better run between the two of them. I really like Javier, I really like Josh, but quite honestly, Sheeny just attacked this course with a little bit more, I'm gonna say, prestige.
Very good, the executioner into rock solid. And this is relatively new for Josh. Looked really solid on it, though. He's got it dialed. Look how hard that Sheeny's breathing, and he is one in shape, dude. That just shows how difficult those 75 seconds out there are.
Sheehan gets the first helmet. Execution helmet is going to go to Javier Villegas.
Whoa.
We got a battle on our hands.
This is a battle. Love it.
Style.
I'm saying Sheeny.
Yeah, there you go.
He
Two
looked
helmets
so
for
good
him.
out there.
Course use, I'm going to say Sheeny on this one as well because he threw in the
Yeah,
quarter
he threw in
pipe.
the quarter pipe.
They're making it a little bit stressful for us all. There you go.
Yeah,
Sheeny gets
there's no
it.
doubt on that one. So we're going to see Sheehan move in against, is it Adam Jones?
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
in the semifinal. That is going to be a good battle.
The road of recovery was long and bumpy, but Sheehan seems to be back on.
It's awesome. It's so motivating to be back in competition. You know, it shows the fun, but you know, you kind of need that competitive edge to keep you going. It kind of gives me drive, gives me motivation, and yeah, a bit of pressure, but in the end, you love it. I love it.
Levi Sherwood is up next, playing lost in thought with his bracelet. Is this his lucky charm? Freestylers are badly superstitious. They all have their habits, little tics, and secret talismans. Let's find out more about their various superstitions.
Yeah, I think probably 90% of freestyle motocross riders have a superstition of some sort, whether they think it is a superstition or not.
It's because what we do is so risky that having some invisible force protecting you makes it a little bit easier.
It's weird. I'm weird.
It's a stupid thing. All my buddies kind of laugh at me or make fun of me when I do it, but just got to do it.
Even though I'm not very superstitious, I still have a few rituals that I go through. I like to put my left sock on first, and then I go left boot first. I don't really know why I do it, but every time I ride, this is how it works.
I have to laugh at these superstitions because I believe that a superstition's only a weakness of the mind.
Actually, now I spend more time and energy fighting the superstition I used to have.
I definitely always throw my helmets when I first get them before I put them on. I got to get that first scratch in before it's on my head.
If I'm gonna crash, I want my helmet to be flawless. Like, I don't want scratches, anything. When I crash on my helmet, I want it to be brand new.
If you think that throwing your gear on the ground will stop you from crashing, it's obviously playing in your head because your gear can't affect you.
I have to touch my goggles, you know? It's right, you know? They ride good, you're not on the side or whatever. But I have to check if it's good.
No joke, before my run, I'll probably check the fuel 100 times, and there's no way it turns itself off, but it's just...
Like 3 times. Always 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Checking.
You just concentrate 100% on your riding and your tricks, then you don't have to worry about anything.
If I'm really stressed, for sure, it's everything has to be on special position, yeah.
What you said there is just brought up a superstition that I didn't even know about. There's nothing to it, like it doesn't do anything, it's not magic, it's just a bracelet, and one day I crashed 2 or 3 times and I realised that I wasn't wearing it, and I was like, that's definitely the reason. It wasn't because I actually just crashed for my own stupid doing, you know? So I haven't taken it off since.
Levi Sherwood is wearing his lucky charm, getting ready for his quarterfinal at Red Bull X Fighters in Mexico. Spaniard Michael Malero challenges Levi Sherwood.
Malero, such a nice kid. He grew up as Danny Torres as his mentor. And now he's really come out, and like we said earlier, he even has beaten Danny Torres in a head-to-head before. He's got Danny's style, though. He's studied under Danny. He's got that quick, perfect robotic Spanish style, and he's going to start off big here. Seat grab, backflip.
Levi Sherwood has his eyes closed. He couldn't care less for Michael Malero's run. He's absolutely focused on himself.
And we just saw the execution or the rock solid combo. And that's the name of the game these days. It seems like the combos is the only way that you can keep up in the sport of freestyle motocross.
Well, and it seems like if you don't have a surfer, you're nothing these days.
At least this weekend.
Surfer takeoff right into a big kiss of death. Malero is such a little guy. We actually saw him struggling turning around in the tunnel last night, trying to hold up that bike, but we see a side saddle takeoff there.
I mean, he's a big man as far as riding the bike, but when he's sitting on it, sitting still, he is he's the smallest rider out there.
Go in, look at that one-handed takeoff, making sure the judges see that. Into a big stretched out sideshow there.
He seems to enjoy it.
Many experts think that Michael Malero is ready to win a big contest. But will it be today? Can he really beat Levi Sherwood in this head-to-head duel?
Levi Sherwood, he is a former World Tour champion, and he is in the top seed again coming into this event here in Mexico to open the 2014 season. And he starts right away with a big backflip one-hand heart attack, and that was solid.
Yeah, Levi's just he's got his mojo back, I have to say. Last year we were all watching him ride and wondering like what was up with Levi. He just didn't bring it like he has in the past, and he's a different rider. He's back to the 17-year-old kid that came out here and won this competition.
Yeah.
Which I love seeing. This, if my memory serves me, is the first competition he ever won here in this bull ring when he was 17 years old and burst onto the scene.
Yeah, and that's pretty amazing. Off the super kicker now.
And there's that 360 that he's bringing.
Wow, did he ever travel on that one?
Yeah.
Most of the guys are landing on the ramp right in front of us, and he ended up landing on the ramp over to the right of the takeoff.
Well, it's a 360 almost transfer, which is kind of cool. So bonus points there on use of course and variety for throwing down the 360.
And the energy judges as well. You can see the live scoring there. It's moving a little bit. The backside of Alvaro Darfara, the guy who is throttling up the energy for this run here, and Levi Sherwood is definitely bringing it.
Yeah, big kiss of death backflip, huge extension, just like only a few guys can do. And we also missed that, and we'll see in slow motions, the big turn down upside knack-knack, which I really have been liking that he's added to his trick.
There was that bar hop that he wanted to go back to Superman, but he didn't get it back into the Superman position. But the bar hop flip is nevertheless, pretty nice.
Look at that extension there.
That's fantastic.
Big whips. The crowd always loves a good whip. And I think Malero knows what's coming.
Well, we know that he's got Levi Sherwood's already got the energy helmet. See how execution goes. Oh, it's very close. Only a half-point difference between the two of them. That helmet also going to Levi Sherwood. Variety. That belongs to Michael Malero. Wow. Very nice. So this may yet still become a battle. Use of course. Wow, very close battle. Wow. 86 to 85. Levi Sherwood will advance to the semifinal. Nice job by both of those guys.
Levi Sherwood is the lucky winner, thanks to his tricks and, of course, thanks to his lucky charm. But down in the pits, he doesn't really freak out.
Yeah, no point celebrating now. Learned that one from a long time ago, so just got to stick with it. Got 2 more rounds to go, and hopefully 2 more rounds to go, so we'll just do my best and see what happens.
These are the semi-finals at Red Bull X Fighters. But before we step into the action, here's a little look behind the scenes of this Red Bull X Fighters event. Meet the man you're used to hear. Canadian Andy Bell is the expert and co-commentator for Troy Mannering for the live casts on Red Bull TV. Andy's business week begins on Wednesday, watching the first training with Judge Alvaro Del Faro.
I've seen it all. I've been part of it all. I've been to every venue. I've seen everybody win. I've seen them all crash. I've been there myself, so I guess that's what qualifies me as an expert.
Oh, this sucks. I almost cut my leg off.
It's like 5:30 at night. We have 3 minutes of sunlight left.
Andy is part of the Nitro Circus family and hosts his own web series where he tries to keep pace with his buddy Travis Pastrana.
Hey, good job, bud.
His job at Red Bull X Fighters is way less dangerous. How does he get his precious information?
I need to be able to get down here and talk to the riders. I need to talk to them before, after, see kind of what their game plan was, and then afterwards, were they able to stick to their game plan? How do they feel after their run? What mistakes they made? What changes they're going to make for their next round or their next run? And so the interaction between that, the judges, and Tess, the sport director, it's constant. That way I can be on top of it, and hopefully I can share what I learn with everybody that's watching the broadcast.
He used to be a judge at Red Bull X Fighters, but those days are over. Now he's found the job of his dreams.
Being a commentator, the expert, is so much better than being a judge or the head judge like I was. It's a terrible position. You got 1 out of 12 guys that love you, and the other 11 think you're a total jerk.
When Andy Bell meets the riders, he's got some stories to tell about the good old times of freestyle. The spirit is still there, but the level of sport has changed drastically.
An FMX run now is like a best trick combination of like 5, 6 best tricks from the last 5, 6 years. It's over the top. It scares the hell out of me. I'm so glad I don't have to ride anymore.
This man is the voice of Red Bull X Fighters. Andy Bell knows all the tricks in the book. Check out the first semi-final at Red Bull X Fighters Mexico City. Adam Jones versus Josh Sheehan.
All he needs to do is go put down the exact same run that he just put down, except we're going to have 15 extra seconds here in the semifinals, so 90 seconds. So that's probably 1, maybe possibly 2 extra jumps, just depending on your line, and no mistakes.
Well, let's look at it from another point of view as well. He had 75 seconds in that one run, and he was calm as a cucumber out there. He's got 90 seconds now, and he's already made his first mistake. Man,
you know what?
What's going on, Jonesy?
Unfortunately, that's the double grab flip that he's nailed perfectly the last 4 times out of the gate.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for Adam, but you can't stop right now, Adam. Come on.
I think he's going to go back and do it again.
Get that out of your head, move past it, take a deep breath, because you don't know what's going to happen to Josh Sheehan. He may have a mental mistake like that.
There we go.
Perfect.
He wanted to have that jump. Good for him to go back in there. It wasted a little bit of his time, but if he rides the rest of his run clean and smooth, he may be able to make it up.
He's still got 60 seconds on the clock. Rigor mortis. If he can just go do the same run that he did, then it's up to Josh Sheehan not to make any mistakes.
That's
and
right.
In the level these guys are at right now, making a mistake, a slight mental mistake like Adam just made, is easy. Look at that extension there on that cliffhanger flip.
And he really popped the hips. That's something that you've been mentioning quite a lot, that you really like the way that he was popping the hips on that cliffhanger flip.
Well, a lot of guys will try and cheat that trick and not that. Oh, no! No!
What happened there?
Get back on.
Don't give it up.
Adam Jones has messed up his signature move, the double grab flip, and he knows it right away. This is what it's supposed to look like. Adam Jones has left the door wide open for Josh Sheehan.
.360, little one-hander there.
Yes.
Now, I'm not sure if he wanted to do a cliffhanger there or if he's actually going to do a 360 one-hander and then a 360 heel clicker later on, because we have the 15 extra seconds in this round.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what he's decided to throw in the run here. Jonesy looking unconcerned and watching. Really super nice sidewinder, really a lazy sidewinder actually.
There we go.
Good
540, loops it around. That's bad news for Jones, because that's one of those spots where Sheeny could have had a little bobble, and he nails it, so. There we go, the one-handed takeoff backflip, but I couldn't quite see, but I don't think he actually got the Saran wrap that he was going for and has been doing in the other round, so that may be a little marked down against him, but if he gets all his tricks in, no matter what happens, he's got Jonesy covered.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, those 2 extra tricks is all it's going to take.
Huge kiss of death backflip out of Josh Sheehan.
Sheehan jumps the flare over the quarter pipe. He learnt that trick from Tom Pages. Does that take him into the final now? Who gets at least 3 out of 5 judges' votes?
So Sheeny's got the first helmet under the belt. He's also got the second one for execution. I think we can pretty much guarantee that all 5 helmets are going to go to Sheehan in this one. And absolutely nothing against Adam Jones. He's been riding so well this weekend, and it's great to see him riding that well. But unfortunately for him, it's a clean sweep for Sheehan.
Josh Sheehan has played his cart smartly. Now he's in the final, and he's stoked.
I can't just give up a second. I always want to win, and I'm closer than ever now, so I have to give it my all.
The second semi-final. Danny Torres faces Levi Sherwood. Torres has won his first big contest right here in 2007. Now he's the most successful rider in the history of this series, with 7 victories so far. Can he add one more?
15 seconds left on the clock. Danny Torres, once again, not used to being the first guy out, starting off side saddle, taking off right into a cat-knack heart attack position. Little bit of AC/DC going for him out there, and really airing out the quarter pipe.
Still haven't seen the 540 flare from him. We heard rumor of it in the latter half of the season last year, and you talked to him.
He hasn't had the time. It was such a bad winter in Europe. I mean, across the world, I think everyone had bad weather, and so many of these guys weren't able to practice as much as they would like.
Sideshow right there. Keeping his flow nice, though.
Looking solid. There's that Paris Hilton flip.
Good
Perfect
landing.
landing. Once again, the judges are looking at every little piece of this, and when they come down both wheels at the same time, right at the knuckle, right at the top of the sweet spot of the landing, it's just one more thing that these judges can mark as a good or a bad. Surfer takeoff, Indian air into a kiss of death. Really great combo with a very, very difficult entry into that ramp. And Danny, lazy boy backflip. Still 15 seconds on the clock. I thought he was done. I looked down. He has ages left here.
I mean, I think he's got an extra jump in this run.
Yeah, this really has been good.
We didn't count him, but I imagine that he might have an extra one in there.
Big, getting fully out sideways on that whip flip. That may have even been an underflip. We're going to have to check it out on slow motion. Danny, very, very solid run. And Levi,
he wants Laola here.
Levi's going to have to bring his A game.
Yeah. How much of this him doing that transfer from the quarter pipe over to the landing ramp is just testing the waters to see if he needs the amplitude and if he can throw back the other direction for that 540s flat spin. Well, let's see what Levi Sherwood manages to put together in semifinal number 2 in his head-to-head against Danny Torres. We just saw Torres run. Sherwood's coming up now.
And guess what? He wastes no time getting right into it.
Yeah.
And he's riding, like I said earlier, he's just riding with a renewed passion, it seems like. He seems to be having a lot of fun out there on the bike, and it really shows in his riding. Massive turntable there. But if you notice the difference with Adam Jones, he took both hands off. Levi leaving one hand on, but really kind of elevating his legs up a lot higher because he's got the leverage of holding onto the handlebar. So, you know, one's a little better one way, one's a little better the other way. But regardless, Levi looking really solid to start off here.
Heading for the super kicker now.
Well, and here's that transfer,
wow,
360, and this time he throws in a one-hander to boot. Judges love that when they see these guys stepping up their run in between each time they go out there. So great job, Levi. Big upside knack on that turn down. We see the energy judge here. Starting to pump it up here. 83.6, 83.7. He's creeping up on Torres's score here. Sherwood's moving into the lead on the live energy. He's going to have to really throw down here in probably his last trick. Dead body backflip out of Sherwood, and I think that's going to take him. Oh, and he gets this one too.
He gets
nice.
one extra one.
And there, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the Holy Grab Executioner into Rock Solid. And if that was the case, that was a massive combo. We're going to have to watch it here in a minute.
Yeah, those combos are it's the end-all be-all right now.
Sherwood's last trick was amazing. A super difficult let-go trick called Holy Grab.
I think it's pretty close, but we know already that Levi has the energy helmet already, so he only needs 2 more. Danny needs 3 out of the next 4. And Levi,
wow.
Look at that. Levi's going to take this.
Looks like it. Levi's got the advantage right now. Wow, Danny Torres is back in it with a helmet for course use. There's the ramp.
Yeah, that's for using the quarter pipe there.
And Danny Torres with 2 helmets for variety. This is a battle now, so it's going to come down to the style.
Oh, this one's close.
This is a very close one.
I'm going with Levi. I'm going out right now.
Oh,
Levi,
there you go.
Did it. Nice.
Levi, nice. So we're going to see
what a
Sherwood
great battle
in the final with Josh Sheehan.
The Kiwi versus the Aussie.
Just compete against myself. That was my biggest problem last year. It was all in my head, and I didn't really make it happen. So this year, I just got to try and figure that one out.
$38,000 fans await the final. Sheehan versus Sherwood.
Josh Sheehan on course first, so sometimes it's better to be the first because then it's all up to you. You're not thinking about what the other guy did.
Yeah.
And you're the one that's putting the pressure on the guy after you if you have a clean run.
But then that poker game aspect comes into play, and you have to play your heavy cards in that run.
You've shown your cards, but then again, if you make a small mistake, then you know that the guy that's watching is going to know, hey, maybe I can just hold back just a little bit.
All right, here we go. Josh Sheehan, first jump out of the gate, and there it is, the 360 heel clicker. He seems pretty happy with it.
Yeah,
Quick
that
fist
was
bump.
great. That was very good. The best one he's done all weekend here. And he gets right into the Executioner, rock solid. Very solid. I'm stoked to see him get that first trick down because that really sets the tone for the rest of the 90 seconds. If he messed that one up, I think he'd be thinking about it a little too much, like what happened to Adam Jones.
Yeah, and that happens so often with these guys. That first trick is sometimes the key to the run, and he pulled it out nicely. Here we go with the 540 flare. Looking good. He's got to come out on the other side of the ramp this time, which takes his flow down a little bit because he's normally coming down on that left side of the ramp and heading over to the tunnel. He's got to go around to get there.
We may have to call that a 480 flare. Maybe not quite the full 540, but who are we to say? Here's the one-handed takeoff, gets the saran wrap backflip. There we go. There's the two issues that he had with his semifinal run, and he fixed them, which is really good to see.
Really interesting way he throws the bike off on that flatliner. It almost looks like, you know, he's tossing the bike before he leaves the ramp. It's quite strange the way he exits that ramp. I hope we get a slow-mo on it.
Well, I think he may have gone side saddle on that one, and maybe that's what you were seeing as he throws a massive kiss of death backflip. I love how powerful he is on that trick. He really throws the bike out, extends everything. Lazy boy flip, that's really well extended for Josh.
That is a very, you can't tell on TV. This angle here is probably the best angle we have for that ramp, and it is extremely steep.
It is really steep. He does a little burnout, little smoke show for the crowd here. He is pumped. That was a very, very good run for Josh Sheehan.
Sheehan has put all his cards on the table. Very impressive. But now, it's up to Levi Sherwood. Just like Danny Torres, he has won here as a rookie in 2009. Can he become the first ever 2-times winner in Mexico City?
All right, Levi Sherwood starts from the step-down ramp with a big
heart attack flip.
Heart attack flip, yeah, really nice, super solid.
Gives a little wheel tap to the lights in the hallway there, showing you how tight it is there.
Oh, wow!
Stretches the turntable.
Well, there's that
into
extra
heart attack
push.
style, then over into a Superman. Love the energy Levi's coming with right now.
That was the extra thing we were talking about, that extra little bit that he would have needed to bring it to this final run, and that was just amazing.
The judges don't want to see the same run 3 times. They want to see that you're bringing something extra. As he comes around here for his 360, one-handed, reaches back, old stalefish style, back like Mike Metzger back in the day, grabbing the back fender with the opposite hand. He has stepped up each of his runs, has added just a little twist, but the judges notice that, and that's what they want to see.
Well, there's your favorite trick right now.
The upside knack turn down. And I really like his line choice. He's really getting between these ramps really quickly, throwing down the massive KOD flip, and still 20 seconds left on the clock, and he's really done a lot of really high-level tricks so far.
Plenty of time left on the clock. He's maybe even going to get 2 more jumps in if he can get back into position.
Oh, nice. He's got it.
He's got it.
This is going to count. Nice work, Levi.
Right on top of the gas for a big holy grab. Fantastic. And he just decides to let the bike go.
I think
he knows he's got this one. I think the crux for Levi Sherwood in this particular run was that turntable back to Superman. That was the step up, that notch up from the first run here in the semifinal.
Just a perfect run. Let's break down some of this here. Starting big with the look back heart attack backflip. Turntable, stretches it way back out to a Superman. Reaching back around with that opposite hand on the 360.
All right, here we go, variety. Is it gonna be Sheehan or Sherwood? This one's gonna go to Josh Sheehan.
And wow, this is gonna be tight because Sheehan's gonna get use of course as well.
Execution belongs to Levi Sherwood.
Wow.
Levi Sherwood's got the style, use of course.
I think it's going to Josh.
Yeah, Sheehan, he's got it.
Oh.
So it comes down to the energy judge, which we did not see live for a specific reason.
This one's tough, but I think this one really has to go to Levi because he just rode so hard.
Oh, there you go, Levi Sherwood. Good call, Andy Bell. Nicely done. Congratulations to both of those men. They absolutely rode a fantastic contest tonight. Levi Sherwood, just that tick higher for the energy side of things, and I mean, it was a good job.
Barely. I mean, what an amazing contest.
The opening event in Mexico, this one belongs to that man right there. Levi Sherwood, congratulations. What a way to start the season.
Levi Sherwood gets the trophy, the champagne, and the precious points for the overall ranking. The Kiwi takes 100 points. Sheehan gets 80, Torres 65 points. Tom Pages ended up in 5th place, taking only 35 points home to France.
I come here with no expectations, and to walk away with that is huge. Wouldn't say I never thought I'd win here again, but it's definitely a hard place to win. It's so tight, it's really hard to make it all work, so I'm just embracing the moment.
The Red Bull X Fighters have started their round-the-world trip. Next stop, Osaka, Japan. A huge track will be built right in front of Osaka Castle. From Japan, the tour will lead to Madrid, Spain, where the athletes will battle in the most beautiful sports arena on the planet. Penultimate stop, Munich, Germany, where the course will be constructed on the surface of a lake inside the Olympic Park. Pretoria, South Africa will be the stage for the big World Tour final. The Red Bull X Fighters are back with fallen heroes, great sport, and a worthy first champion of the season, Levi Sherwood.
Look,